Hi, going to talk about the orderIT activity that occurred on November the 9th, 2020. I've got my app and analysis spreadsheet open, and we'll go over that. So you can see we had 1, 2, 3, 4 that were tripped today, and this actually was only a half a day because I only started the data retrieval in the afternoon. And we have 1, 2, 3 buys and 1 short sell that was tripped. First one, CVS, which is a buy operation. CVS Health Corporation, 3.97% up, which is not too bad. As you can see, it was tripped at 68.75, but as you can see, it actually came down at the end of the day. So we'll see if the end result is still a positive conclusion, even though end of day was showing it was down from when it was tripped. And you can see, yes, it was indicating a buy operation or buy a strong plus movement in the in the afternoon at around 3 o'clock. OBV showing strong movement, but again coming down at the end of the day, or MACD showing the same thing, coming up and down at the end of the day. DI, it was again same thing, up for most of the day and for the most afternoon, I should say, and then down. BI, same thing, it was coming up all afternoon from when it started and then dropped at the late afternoon. Even though it tripped at 3 p.m., which you can see is right around here, and you can still see it was still moving up a bit, so technically there was still the potential of having a buy, just the aspect of getting up before it dropped at the end of the day. So it did rise after the buy trigger. It's just the point of it dropping at the end of the day, which still is not bad. It still indicated a positive movement, and then a somewhat a correction, but I'm not going to get into that. Okay, BIIB, Biogen Incorporated. These are interesting ones because you can see the stock was down. It was down quite a bit, but the order system actually triggered a buy operation on it. And the actual straight chart is not really good to look at. It's again showing at around 3 p.m. But right around here it tripped, but unclear, of the specifics behind the analysis. So let's take a look at it. As you can see, the analysis is showing that right around that time it was moving up, which is one thing about the orderIT system. It's not specifically tied in the aspect that the trade may be down or up for the day. It's the aspect of the movement that it's monitoring is showing a strong indication of the movement that it's identified here. The analysis showing that around 3 p.m. again, it was showing very positive movement upwards, even though the stock was down, and actually down very, very, very heavily for the day. It was still showing at this period of time it was moving up. And again, the analysis, OBV, MACD showing the same thing, DI showing the same thing, Bollinger Band showing the same thing. So technically this is not a bad indication. It's showing an aspect that it's moving up, even though it didn't move up at the end of the day. Again, it looks like it's self-corrected, or it not so much. OBV is not showing reversal. MACD showing a bit of reversal. DI showing a bit of a reversal, and Bollinger Band showing a bit of a reversal, but the aspect is it did trigger that activity at that time, so that still is technically a positive trade, even though the stock itself is very questionable because of its movement. The system itself identified, though, it was moving in a direction that it indicated. Okay, LBTYK, Liberty Global, it was up a good amount, 1.25%. And again, 330, as you can see, yes, it tripped up a bit, but it did look like it did revert a bit at the end of the day. Same thing, OBV very strong, showing strong movement around that time. MACD showing strong movement. DI showing strong movement. But as you can see, they all are showing that it did reverse at the end of the day. And Bollinger Band again is showing the same type of thing. Even though technically you may have been able to make a profit if you're monitoring it closely, because it did trip positively. It happened to revert at the end of the day. I still consider that a positive activity, because the aspect is it was showing very strongly the movement in that direction. DG, Dollar General Corporation, you can see it was moving down. It was tripped as a short sell, and it was moving down fairly heavily. And very much you can see that this was definitely moving down. OBV showing it was moving downwards all day long. MACD came up mid-afternoon, then dropped at the end of the day. DI again showing that it was pretty much down for the most part of the day. Again, a little bit of a reversal in the mid-afternoon. Bollinger Band, just a consequence of everything else at the end of the day. So this technically would have been a positive day for it. So in general, we had 4 trades that were tripped. One of them was an absolute positive that you would have had a positive outcome at the end of the day. The other 3 were somewhat, in the middle, so we could say that there's some like half movement. So I could say like at least 2.5 out of 4 trades should have been positive, even though 3 of them were showing reversals. But it looked like the market itself may have been reverting at the end of the day. Yeah. And the markets themselves were showing, interestingly enough, NASDAQ showing that it was pretty much negative all day long, down negative in the morning, and moving up at the end of the day. This Russell Futures was actually showing positive at the end of the day. So that could have been the reason why the reversal of stocks occurred at the end of the day, was the way the markets were going. Anyways, that's it for today. Thank you.